Daniel stood at the door and stared. His wife, his younger brother, on the same bed. For a few seconds, nobody moved. Kelvin jumped up first. He almost fell while trying to pull on his trousers. Anita grabbed the bedsheet and covered herself quickly. Daniel didn't shout. That was what made it worse. His silence was heavier than anger. He looked at Kelvin. Since when? Kelvin opened his mouth, but no words came out. Daniel's eyes moved to Anita. I asked you a question. Since when? Anita started crying immediately. It just happened. Daniel cut her off. Since when? Kelvin finally spoke, voice shaking. About 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 full weeks. Daniel slowly nodded. That meant it started almost immediately after he left. Not a mistake, not a moment of weakness, a decision, repeated. He got out, Daniel said quietly. Kelvin looked confused. Brother, please. I said get out. Anita stood up from the bed, still holding the sheet. Daniel, please listen. He turned to her sharply. You don't get to beg right now. Kelvin tried again. It was my fault. I should have. Daniel stepped forward. Don't insult me by pretending you are forced. Silence. The air in the room felt thick. Daniel's voice remained calm, but his hands were shaking. You are my younger brother. Kelvin's eyes filled with tears. And you, Daniel looked at Anita, you are my wife. Anita dropped to her knees. I was lonely, she cried. You were never around. Daniel laughed once, a short, empty laugh. So you slept with my blood? She kept crying. It didn't mean anything. He stared at her in disbelief. You don't sleep with someone for 3 weeks and say it meant nothing. Daniel stepped back. Kelvin, pack your things. Kelvin hesitated. Now. Within 10 minutes, Kelvin had thrown his clothes into his bag. He couldn't look at Daniel directly. At the door, he tried one last time. Brother, I'm sorry. Daniel's face was blank. If I see you near my house again, don't call me your brother. Kelvin swallowed hard. Then he left. Just like that. Years of brotherhood ended in one afternoon. When the door closed, the house became quiet. Anita was still kneeling, crying. Daniel walked past her and went downstairs. He sat on the couch, the same couch where they had probably sat together, the same house he paid for, the same space he trusted. Anita came downstairs slowly. Daniel didn't look at her. Don't call my name. She stood there shaking. I made a mistake. He finally looked at her. A mistake is forgetting salt in food. She broke down again. I was weak. No, he said calmly. You are willing. She tried to move closer. He stood up immediately. Don't touch me. That was the moment she realized it was serious. This was not a fight. This was the end. They slept in separate rooms that night. Daniel didn't actually sleep. He replayed everything in his head. The suggestion for Kelvin to stay longer, his smile, his phone calls, the times she said she missed him. All lies. At 2 a.m., he picked up his phone and called Kelvin. Kelvin answered immediately. Hello? Why? Silence on the other end. I don't know, Kelvin said finally. It just happened. Daniel's voice hardened. It doesn't just happen. You made a choice. Kelvin began crying. I'm ashamed. You should be. Then Daniel ended the call. No insults, no shouting, just finality. By morning, the story had already started spreading. Kelvin had gone home. Their mother called Daniel crying. What is this I'm hearing? Daniel spoke calmly. Ask your son. She started crying harder. He's young. Daniel interrupted. He's 21, not 11. Then Anita's parents called. Her father's voice was stern. Is this true? Daniel didn't sugarcoat it. Yes. There was silence. Then disappointment. Family meetings were suggested. Daniel refused at first, but eventually both families gathered in his living room 2 days later. Kelvin sat with his head down. Anita sat beside her mother, eyes swollen from crying. Daniel sat alone. Kelvin's father spoke first. "You have disgraced this family." Kelvin didn't defend himself. Anita's mother turned to her daughter. "What were you thinking?" Anita cried again. "I was lonely." Daniel finally spoke. "Lonely enough to sleep with my brother?" The room went silent. No one could defend that. Some family members suggested counseling. Some said forgiveness was possible. "Marriage is not easy," one uncle said. "People make mistakes." Daniel looked at him. "If I had slept with her younger sister, would you say the same thing?" The uncle said nothing, because everyone knew this was not ordinary cheating. This was betrayal inside the same bloodline, trust broken at the deepest level. That night, after everyone left, Anita came to Daniel again. "I will do anything," she said. He didn't respond. "I will go for counseling. I will change. I will beg your parents." He looked at her. "I asked you one thing in this marriage." She waited. "Respect." Tears rolled down her face. "I still love you." Daniel's expression didn't change. "You don't do this to someone you love." She whispered, "Please don't divorce me." He stood up slowly. "When I left this house, I trusted you. When I came back, I found you in my brother's bed." Silence. "I cannot sleep beside you again." That was the final answer. Within 2 weeks, Daniel contacted a lawyer. He filed for divorce. Anita begged until the last moment, but Daniel had already shut down emotionally. He wasn't angry anymore. He was done. Kelvin tried calling several times. Daniel blocked him. Family members tried to intervene again, but Daniel refused reconciliation. He said, "You don't repair what you deliberately destroyed." Kelvin stopped coming home for family events. He transferred to another city for work after graduation. Anita moved back to her parents' house. The divorce was finalized quietly. No drama, no social media, just signatures and silence. Daniel kept the house, but it never felt the same again. Sometimes he sat alone in the living room and remembered the day Kelvin arrived for holidays, how innocent everything seemed, how easily trust was given, and how quickly it was abused. It wasn't about loneliness. It wasn't about temptation. It was about choice. She chose to betray her husband. He chose to betray his brother. And Daniel chose not to tolerate it. Because some betrayals are not mistakes. They are decisions.